Welcome to your 2026 yearly horoscope. This video is designed to give you the big picture themes of the year ahead, not daily predictions, not month-by-month timelines, but the deeper story arc that shapes how 2026 unfolds for each zodiac sign. A yearly horoscope is about understanding the long-term energies influencing your growth, your relationships, your career direction, and your emotional landscape. Think of this as a roadmap rather than a rulebook. Astrology shows us the weather patterns of time, but how you move through them is always your choice. In this video, I'll first walk you through the collective astrology of 2026, the major planetary influences that affect everyone, regardless of sign. Then, in the next sections, we'll break it down sign by sign so you can see how these energies are likely to express themselves personally for you. This forecast is meant to be used alongside the monthly horoscopes on this channel, which provide updates and refinements as the year progresses. For the most accurate insight, you may want to listen for your sun, moon, and rising signs. 2026 is not a year of instant gratification. It's a year of restructuring, realignment, and long-term change. Many of the choices made this year quietly determine the direction of the next decade. With that in mind, let's take a look at the larger astrological forces shaping the year ahead. The dominant theme of 2026 is rebuilding reality from the inside out. This is a year where surface-level solutions no longer work, and deeper truth, accountability, and integrity become essential. Much of this tone is set by the slower-moving planets, the ones that shape long-term cycles rather than short-term moods. One of the most influential forces in 2026 is Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto represents deep transformation, power, and irreversible change, while Aquarius rules society, technology, collective systems, and future-oriented thinking. Together, they signal a continued shift in how power is distributed, away from rigid hierarchies and toward networks, communities, and shared influence. On a personal level, this energy pushes us to question where we belong, how we contribute, and whether the systems we rely on truly reflect our values. 2026 asks us to redefine our role in the collective, not just chase individual success. At the same time, Saturn remains in Pisces, continuing an important lesson about emotional responsibility and spiritual maturity. Saturn in Pisces teaches that compassion must have boundaries, and intuition must be grounded in reality. Throughout 2026, many people will be learning where they've overextended themselves emotionally, where they've avoided responsibility by going with the flow, and where it's time to commit to healthier emotional structures. This is a year where emotional clarity becomes a form of strength. Jupiter, the planet of growth and expansion, continues to influence themes of security, belonging, and emotional development. Rather than rapid external expansion, 2026 favors growth through stability, building a sense of safety, connection, and purpose before reaching outward. Opportunities this year often come through nurturing relationships, supportive environments, and alignment with what genuinely feels meaningful. Meanwhile, Uranus in Taurus continues to reshape our relationship with money, resources, and values. Sudden changes around finances, work structures, or personal priorities may still occur, but by 2026, many people are no longer reacting. They're adapting. This planet reminds us that stability doesn't come from clinging to the past, but from learning how to evolve without losing our core sense of worth. Another defining element of 2026 is the shift in mindset. The fast-moving planets will activate moments of insight, but the deeper message of the year is patience. This is not a year to rush major life decisions without reflection. Instead, it's a year for intentional movement, choosing what you build, who you build with, and why it matters. Emotionally, 2026 encourages maturity without emotional shutdown. It asks us to feel deeply, but also to take responsibility for our healing rather than expecting external rescue. Professionally, it's a year for redefining success, not as constant productivity, but as sustainability and purpose. Spiritually, it's a year of quiet awakening where inner alignment matters more than outer validation. Overall, 2026 is a foundation year. What you commit to now doesn't always show immediate results, but it sets the tone for long-term fulfillment. This is the year where discipline meets vision, where emotional truth meets responsibility, and where the future begins to take shape through steady, conscious choices. Let's take a look at each sign. Aries, your yearly horoscope for 2026 relates to a year of professional maturity and long-term restructuring for you. Aries, the core theme of your year centers on redefining success and stepping into leadership with intention rather than impulse. You may feel increased pressure around career, reputation, or life direction, but this pressure isn't meant to overwhelm you. It's meant to refine you. In love and relationships, you're learning that emotional presence matters just as much as passion. Partnerships that support your growth deepen, while connections built on ego, competition, or avoidance may naturally fade. Career-wise, this is a year for building credibility, taking responsibility seriously, and committing to goals that extend beyond immediate gratification. Financially, steady planning and long-term strategy bring more security than quick wins. Emotionally and spiritually, 2026 teaches you patience, a skill that doesn't come naturally to you but proves invaluable this year. Your key advice for 2026 is to trust discipline and consistency. When you stop rushing and start building with purpose, you gain a freedom that lasts. For you, Taurus, 2026 is a year of expansion through perspective rather than disruption. Your core theme is growth, but growth that respects your need for stability and meaning. You may feel drawn toward learning, teaching, travel, or spiritual exploration, all of which help you see life through a broader lens. In love, relationships deepen through shared values, honest communication, and emotional reliability. Partnerships that feel stagnant may shift as you seek more meaning and alignment. Career and financial matters benefit from long-term vision, education, and gradual evolution rather than sudden risks. You may invest time or resources into building skills or expanding your role in a way that pays off over time. Emotionally and spiritually, this year encourages you to trust that change doesn't always mean loss. Sometimes it means refinement. Your key advice for 2026 is to allow growth to enhance your foundation, not threaten it. You don't have to abandon security to evolve. Gemini, 2026 is a deeply transformative year for you centered on emotional honesty, shared resources, and personal empowerment. Your core theme involves releasing old patterns around control, fear, or avoidance, especially in close relationships. In love, intimacy becomes a major focus, and meaningful connections require vulnerability and trust. Superficial bonds may feel unsatisfying, pushing you toward deeper emotional truth. Career and financial matters undergo quiet but powerful shifts, particularly around shared finances, long-term investments, or collaborative efforts. You may be restructuring how you give and receive support. Emotionally and spiritually, this year invites healing at a deep level, helping you integrate parts of yourself you've previously kept compartmentalized. Growth may feel intense at times, but it's also liberating. Your key advice for 2026 is to lean into depth rather than distraction. When you stop skimming the surface, clarity and strength emerge naturally. Cancer, your 2026 is defined by relationships and balance, making this year a powerful turning point in how you connect with others. Your core theme centers on partnership, romantic, professional, and personal, and learning where mutual effort truly exists. In love, emotional reciprocity becomes essential. You may find yourself reevaluating dynamics where you've given more than you've received, and healthier boundaries allow deeper intimacy to form. Career-wise, collaborations and professional alliances play a significant role, and success comes through cooperation rather than carrying everything alone. Financially, shared resources require clarity, honesty, and fairness. Emotionally and spiritually, this year helps you step out of overgiving patterns and into a more balanced exchange of energy. Your key advice for 2026 is to remember that harmony doesn't come from self-sacrifice. It comes from equality, respect, and mutual care. Leo, 2026 is a year of refinement, responsibility, and sustainable growth for you. Your core theme centers on restructuring your daily life so that your energy is no longer drained by chaos or overextension. Rather than chasing recognition, you're being asked to focus on mastery, showing up consistently and taking pride in the work you do behind the scenes. In love and relationships, reliability becomes more important than grand gestures. Emotional bonds strengthen when trust, presence, and shared responsibility replace drama or expectation. Career-wise, this is a year for sharpening skills, improving systems, and building long-term credibility rather than seeking immediate applause. Financial stability grows through discipline, smarter routines, and cutting inefficiencies. Emotionally and spiritually, 2026 teaches you that self-worth is not measured by productivity alone. Your key advice for the year is to honor your energy. When your daily habits support your well-being, your natural confidence and creativity return stronger than ever. For you, Virgo, 2026 is a year of rediscovering joy, creativity, and authentic self-expression. Your core theme is learning to balance responsibility with pleasure, allowing yourself to experience life rather than constantly analyze it. In love, relationships flourish when you open your heart without overthinking every detail. Existing partnerships deepen through shared creativity, romance, and emotional warmth, while singles may attract meaningful connections by simply being themselves. Career and financial matters benefit from creative projects, passion-driven work, or pursuits that allow you to express your talents more freely. Emotionally and spiritually, this year invites you to soften self-criticism and reconnect with what truly makes you feel alive. Your key advice for 2026 is to remember that joy is productive. When you allow happiness, play, and creativity into your life, everything else begins to flow more naturally. Libra, 2026 is a year of emotional grounding and inner stability for you. Your core theme centers on redefining what security truly means, not just in your external life, but within yourself. You may feel drawn to focus more on home, family, and emotional foundations, questioning where you feel safe, supported, and at peace. In love and relationships, emotional honesty becomes essential. Partnerships deepen when you allow yourself to be seen beyond surface harmony, and some relationships may shift if they no longer provide true emotional balance. Career-wise, progress comes steadily rather than dramatically, especially when your personal life is aligned and supportive. Financial decisions benefit from long-term thinking and a desire for stability rather than appearance. Emotionally and spiritually, this year invites you to build inner balance before seeking it externally. Your key advice for 2026 is to tend to your roots. When your inner world feels stable, everything else aligns more naturally. For you, Scorpio, 2026 is a year of conscious communication, mental clarity, and personal truth. Your core theme revolves around how you express yourself and how your words shape your reality. In love and relationships, honest conversations become transformative, allowing deeper trust and emotional intimacy to develop. Avoiding difficult discussions only delays growth, while openness strengthens bonds. Career and financial opportunities arise through communication, strategy, teaching, writing, or networking, especially when you speak with intention and precision. Emotionally and spiritually, this year encourages you to examine your beliefs and mental patterns, releasing outdated narratives that no longer serve you. Your key advice for 2026 is to use your voice wisely. When your words align with your truth, they become a powerful tool for transformation. Sagittarius, 2026 grounds your expansive nature, bringing focus to self-worth, financial stability, and long-term values. Your core theme is learning how to support your freedom with structure. In love, reliability and emotional presence become more important than excitement alone, and relationships strengthen when built on trust and shared goals. Career-wise, steady growth replaces sudden leaps, encouraging you to invest time and energy into pursuits that offer long-term security. Financial planning becomes essential, helping you redefine what abundance truly means. Emotionally and spiritually, this year teaches you that freedom doesn't come from constant movement, but from knowing you are supported and secure. Your key advice for 2026 is to invest in what truly sustains you. Your time, energy, and values are your greatest resources. Capricorn, 2026 is a defining year of personal realignment and self-leadership for you. Your core theme centers on stepping fully into your identity and taking ownership of the life you're building. This is a year where authenticity matters more than obligation, and where you're asked to lead from alignment rather than pressure. In love and relationships, emotional honesty strengthens bonds, and partnerships reflect how well you honor your true self. Relationships that feel restrictive may be redefined, while those built on mutual respect deepen. Career-wise, your ambition is strong, and opportunities arise to take on leadership or redefine your role in a way that aligns with your long-term vision. Financially, disciplined planning pays off steadily over time. Emotionally and spiritually, 2026 teaches you to balance responsibility with self-compassion. Your key advice for the year is to trust your authority. When you lead from integrity, others naturally follow. For you, Aquarius, 2026 is a year of deep inner transformation, reflection, and preparation. Your core theme revolves around healing old patterns and reconnecting with your inner world. You may feel drawn towards solitude or introspection, not as withdrawal, but as necessary recalibration. In love, emotional honesty fosters healing and clarity, and relationships grow when vulnerability is allowed. Career and financial matters progress quietly behind the scenes, with important groundwork being laid for future breakthroughs rather than immediate recognition. Emotionally and spiritually, this is a powerful year for intuition, release, and renewal. Your key advice for 2026 is to trust the unseen process. Not all growth needs to be visible to be meaningful. Pisces, 2026 focuses on purpose, community, and long-term vision for you. Your core theme is alignment, choosing people, goals, and paths that reflect your values rather than expectations. In love and relationships, emotional support and shared dreams strengthen bonds, and you may feel drawn to connections that feel purposeful and uplifting. Career-wise, collaboration and group efforts open new doors, especially when your work aligns with a larger mission. Financial growth follows when purpose leads decisions. Emotionally and spiritually, this year encourages you to step confidently into your role within a broader story, trusting that your contributions matter. Your key advice for 2026 is to choose connection over isolation. When you align with the right people, your vision expands. As we move into 2026, the overarching message of the year is intention. This is not a year about rushing ahead or forcing outcomes. It's a year about building something meaningful, piece by piece, with awareness and integrity. The astrology of 2026 reminds us that lasting change happens quietly, through consistent choices, emotional maturity, and alignment with our true values. What you commit to now, even in subtle ways, sets the foundation for the years that follow. Remember that a yearly horoscope offers a roadmap, not a fixed destiny. Some months will activate these themes more strongly than others. That's why following along with the monthly horoscopes on this channel can help you see how this larger story develops in real time, giving you clarity, timing, and perspective as 2026 progresses. Use this forecast as a guide, something to return to throughout 2026 as you reflect, recalibrate, and move forward with clarity. If you found this 2026 yearly horoscope helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to Celestial Zodiac so you don't miss future updates. You're also invited to comment your sun, moon, and rising signs below and share what themes stood out to you. Remember to check back monthly. Thank you for being here, and may 2026 bring you grounded growth, emotional clarity, and a sense of purpose that continues to unfold all year long.